right, here we are back to the part where we're going to prepare them and roll them up, and this is the part, Jen, we wanted you to see. And I washed my hands, and I want you to know that this apron was your great-grandmother's. I still have it. I think that's kind of cool. I only wear it on Thanksgiving and tortilla making. Enchilada making. Okay, hit it, sugar.
Okay. This is critical. This is where it all comes together. Everything up till now has been just procedural.
Child's play.
Now, it's where the rubber hits the road. Oh, we have all the ingredients here. We have decided to buy shredded cheese because, well, we're lazy. And it works. First thing, we take the tortillas, throw them in the sauce. Second.
I have never allowed to do this part because I don't get the right amount of sauce on it.
No, she doesn't. Okay, now take a look at it. Oh, that looks just right.
It's because my part is by far the messiest. Shush now while I tell the important part. Now I take some cheese and go like this, down it, and I take a little meat. And I suppose if you wanted to use a spoon, you could, but we do it the primitive way with your fingers. You put this flap over and this flap over, turn it over so the seam is down, and there you go. That's simple. And that's it, except for that your hands get really messy and you dribble it a lot on the counter or the table, wherever you're making it. But other than that, that's the trick. We do some cheese down the middle. Then we do the meat down the middle. And I guess I'd say it's about that much. I don't know what that is. But then take this side and flip it over. This side, flip it over. And flip the end cheese so the seam or the fold is down on the bottom. The step of frying the tortilla keeps the tortilla pliant enough, or what's the word I want, Jean? Just soft enough, supple enough to do this with. If you over fry them, it won't work. They'll rip and they'll tear. And if you under fry them, well, they won't soak up all the good stuff while they're cooking. So that's kind of an important step, even though, as I said before, boring.
Yeah.
As you can see now, I've gone across with about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or however many fit in your pan. And now I'm going to put some horizontally, and then we'll start a second layer. Now, this doesn't look like the tortillas the enchiladas that you get in a restaurant, but that's because you get 1 or 2. This is a way to make a big batch for a lot of people. You could feed a lot of people with 36 enchiladas. How many people do you think, Gene?
7,000.
No, not 7,000.
A pan like this will feed easily, 8 or 9 people. Unless you have teenage boys. Make 3 or 4 pans.
Row 2.
As you can see, we've got a rhythm going here, and it's going quite quickly.
And that's because we've done this a billion times.
Oh, that's where I got the 7,000 figure, yes.
Oh. Okay. You can't really stop and drink during this whole process unless you want to put this all over your glass or your beer, which I do not.
I don't care.
Yes.
This is the third person.
Yay! Thank you. Thanks to my lovely director for that brief respite. It's exhausting. Can't wipe off the sweat either, or you'll have a cheesy face. Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I believe that's supposed to be a sponge.
In the summer, it is really a very hot job. Right now, not so much. But I have actually made these all by myself. I do want to brag that I did it a one-person job of enchiladas once. When Gene was working in the cherry harvest to surprise him. They were good, weren't they?
Wonderful.
Okay. If you have any hangnails, the tomato sauce really stinks.
quite appetizing.
Sorry, but it does. I'm just going to squish on these last three kind of on a, you know, just because we don't want to do another pan for just three. And then Gene will tell you what he does with the leftover meat.
Oh, yes,
There
yes.
usually is some, not always, but usually.
There's no waste in this process. The remainder of
no.
the sauce can go into the chili. Gives it a nice spicy flavor. The chili we will be pouring over the top and then throwing cheese on top of that as well. And then we bake it in the oven for, roughly 45 minutes.
At 325.
Again, we just take the chili here, mix it up a little, and throw this into it. Yes, indeed.
Really being very pompous about this whole thing.
See, it's chili sauce in the chili. Okay. Now, we can do the meat as well.
My hands are too goopy. I'm afraid I'm going to spill the bowl. Itchy nose.
You can always put boogers in.
Yee! No. I just went like this. It's perfectly okay. This is, after all, disclaimer, not a commercial kitchen, and we do not have food handlers cards. I don't. Do you?
Oh,
No.
thank you.
Oh, well, he might, but I don't. So, you know, no one's eating this except for our very dear friends.
As our political friends will tell you, trust us.
We know what we're doing.
Yes, we do know what we're doing, and they've had our enchiladas before. They love them.
They're still alive.
Yes, they're still alive, and now the secret's out about how easy they are to make. I bet his mom's not going to be happy that this is out there. That's why she won't tell him how to make tamales, is because he'll share it with people.
I'm that kind of guy.
He can't be trusted.
Okay, now before I do the actual topping, I should explain something to you that
What is the actual topping?
well, no,
What are you talking about?
talking about the topping.
This is
Prior
the
to this,
actual
you should
topping.
know that the cheese we used to fill this was a natural cheddar and jack cheese mix. Over the top, I like to use a extra sharp cheddar, just for that special taste.
Any kind of cheese will do. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I say.
Just a little bit of this kind too, honey.
Oh, very well.
You're being way too.
My assistant being inexperienced. Extra cheddar, extra sharp.
Indeed.
There you have it. Look at that. There you go. It's the only way if you want the flavor just so.
Do you really think they take 45 minutes in the oven?
45 minutes is an average. Jen, remember you're down there in Australia, and that's Celsius. I believe you're going to be at 180 degrees Celsius on your oven.
Show off.
And so,
350 Fahrenheit does not equal 480 Celsius.
We put them on too hot when we made them at her house, and we almost burnt them because we forgot that they were Celsius there. Which, anyway, show off. She knows what it is. I don't think they take 45 minutes. I say 35 minutes. So, and I know just as much as he does, even though I'm not Mexican. And so there. Oh, now we cover them with foil and we put them in the oven.
now, one can use a metal pan or a glass pan. I like the glass pan because Julie's right. It may not be 45 minutes. But with a glass pan, you can actually open the oven, look in there. If you see the bottom, lots of boiling and frying going on in there, you're probably pretty darn close to being done. Okay, so after a half hour, say, you may take a look. If it's just barely going, leave it in a little longer. If it's boiling over, you've gone too far.
I like the fact, don't stop it. He said I was right on camera. Woohoo!
There's a beginning for everything.
You heard it first here.
Now, with the oven preheated to what was it, 325?
I think 325 will do it for
We'll
her.
put it in the center rack
Yeah.
and let her bake. There you have it. I'm setting the timer for 30 minutes. And after that, we shall give it a try. See how it looks. If it needs more, we'll let it go on. If it's done, we'll eat. Okay, it's been 30 minutes, and we're going to make a check on this. So, I want to see if we have bubbling down below. No, we do not. So I'm going to put it in for another 15 to 20 minutes. Well, moving right along, one of the side dishes will be a guacamole that you can have with anything. Enchiladas, chips, or just with a beer. So, put avocado in there, we cut it in. We don't want to mash it too much. We like some good pieces of avocado in there. The other two ingredients, onions and tomato. Now, don't get lazy here. Use natural ingredients. If you want the best, use the natural stuff. Onion, tomato, a little bit of tomato. We'll stir that in. Always salt. And any of these you do as much as you want by taste. Salt, pepper. There are some people that swear that you will go to the devil himself if you use garlic. I like garlic, so I throw in a little bit. Now, the optional ingredient is chili powder, which some people say you will go to the devil if you don't use it. So, a little bit of this in there. As we say in Australia, quite right. Well done. Refried beans need to be spiced up a little. They are pretty bland if you don't know what you're doing. Something I like to do is throw salsa into it and then put cheese on top. And then it's pretty tasty. Both as a dip or a side dish. And now, after doing that, I will heat these in the microwave. And we shall have a bit of a side. Dinner is ready. Here we go, Bob.
Cheese. Sometimes we have Spanish rice as a side, and sometimes just enchiladas. Sometimes enchiladas and a salad. A tossed salad is nice. Like I say, guacamole, Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
There you go.